FlossTube, welcome to my channel. My name is Robin and you have found my channel, Lady Robins. For those of you that are new here, welcome. This is a channel about cross stitch where I talk about what I'm stitching on, and if you like me, I hope you will also check me out on Instagram because I'm on there as Lady Robins also. It is Tuesday. It is the 31st of August. It is the end of August, you guys, and we are heading to September tomorrow. I can't believe it. My son is going to be a senior in high school tomorrow. It will be the first day of classes for us here. So that's exciting and terrifying all at the same time because that means those college applications are due shortly. We've got to get on that. All right. So once again, I am in a slightly different rotation in my craft room, so you've got a different background. Hope that doesn't bug you. I know it always feels like, oh my gosh, they're not in the right space, but it's still me. I'm still here and we're still in my craft room. Okay, it is the afternoon, and that means I am going for an iced vanilla latte. We don't have a mug of the day. I didn't think about it. I just put it in my Starbucks tumbler, so sorry, mug of the day next week, okay? But let's have some coffee. All right, this will probably be a really short one because I had 3 days this week where I didn't stitch. I didn't even get to my 25/7 piece, so I don't have tons of stitching to show you, but I do have September plans to talk about with you, so we'll do that. There's just a tiny bit of haul. There is some happy mail, which I'm very thrilled by. It just showed up about half an hour ago, so that's super fun. So let's get at it, shall we? All right, and in case you're counting, this is FlossTube number 88. Well, why not, right? Let's just keep those numbers rolling. All right, so I'm going to show you my whips. I'm checking my calendar here. I have like 3 things I stitched on this week, so the stitching portion of this will be pretty quick. I did continue with Gnomes in the Garden in my Fun Gnome bag. This is by Bent Creek. This is my 25/7 stitch. So when last we met, I was finishing up the Q. So I did finish the Q, I got the R done, and then I got the S put in. And then I was looking back and I realized that in the middle of these leaves, there is supposed to be some lighter colored green. So I'm working on filling those in because I realized that I never went back and did that. So again, 25/7 stitching. If you're new here, you pick one piece. You're supposed to stitch on it 7 days a week. That didn't happen for me this week. And you pick if you put in 25 stitches a day or if you do 25 minutes. I am trying to do 25 minutes. It was just that sort of week where every time I sat down to stitch, I got interrupted in the morning. And so then I thought, well, I'll fix that in the evening when I do my evening stitching. I'll just start with that piece. And I had 2 days where I received a telephone call from my parents and they needed me to come over in the evening. And it's never a quick visit with them, which is kind of too bad because you can't just breeze in and breeze out. It's always at least 1.5 hours to 2 hours. This last week they couldn't operate their telephone. And it turned out there was actually a problem. Sometimes it's just my dad has forgotten how the technology works and he needs a refresher. We've talked about he's starting his own dementia journey, which is kind of too bad. But we had harvested an old slimline phone. Remember those from the 70s and the 80s where, you know, the handset has the buttons that you push inside? Well, this thing was so old that there was a little switch down here on the bottom of the phone, and it would either do, if you flip it to the left, it's touch tone. If you slip it to the right, it is rotary dial. Are you guys old enough to remember rotary dial phones? I am. You push, you put your finger in the thing and you do the hole and you take your finger out and it goes back and it makes that wonderful sound. I remember that from my childhood. Well, the phone company no longer supports rotary dial. So when Dad somehow he got that that switch click to rotary dial, he couldn't make an outbound call. He could receive phone calls, but he couldn't make calls. So there was a whole to do on trying to figure out what the heck is going on with the phone, because I kept saying, I can call you. If I can call you, you should be able to call me. And I'd sit there and wait for him to call me back, and he'd never call. And then I'd call him and say, did you make the phone call? He goes, yes, it won't go through. So there was 2 days of phone nonsense, which interrupted my 24/7 stitching. But I am back on it. We will see way more progress on the Bent Creek Gnomes in the Garden next week. So, you know, it is what it is, right? I can't not respond when he's having a problem. So that's what we did for 2 nights. We have since bought him a brand new phone off of Amazon that doesn't have that switch. That was just ridiculous, but who knew? Who knew that that was a thing? All right, so back to my whips. The other whip that I worked on was from, of course, Brenda Gervais. It is our Jack-o'-lantern Jubilee, so I worked some more on my ghosts and goblins. So let me show you what I got up to on that. And then because the tag is reminding me, I'm doing this on a 36 count fabric of the month from BeStitchMe. It was her July neutral, and I'm using all the called for flosses. So when last we met, I was just starting the S on the first S in Ghosts, and now I've got Ghosts completed. I've got the ampersand done, and I'll be putting in Goblins, and this I think will stitch up pretty quick. And here you can see I've got Trick or Treat done. So once those are done, I'm gonna run down to my local fabric store and look for some cute Halloween backing fabric. Trick or Treat I want to make into a little pillow, and Ghosts and Goblins I want to try my hand at a flat fold like I told you last week. I just don't have any Halloween orange fabric for the back, so I'm looking forward to seeing what is out there. I'm betting, since tomorrow will be the 1st of September, I bet all of that Halloween fabric is in the craft stores, because I've got to give you enough time to, you know, do your crafting before the holiday shows up. So that stuff shows up pretty early. So I'm looking forward to running down to Michael's or Joann's and seeing what I can come up with. So that was my second whip, and then I did start the La-Di-Da piece like I told you I was going to. I made it, I did it. I started Something Wicked, and so this has got that really fantastic shoe. I love that. And let me show you, this is on 25 count, or not 25, 35 count. I think I said that wrong last week too. Havana. And I am stitching it 2/2 with Anchor Black. So I think the number is 403. Don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure. So I guess I didn't start this last week. I had the very start of the border up here. I remember that now. So I have gone all the way across, and then I'm like, I want to start stitching this shoe. So you can see I have just barely started stitching that yummy shoe. So something wicked is coming right along. I am really looking forward to that. And then I did go through my stash, and I found a really nice orange from Color and Cotton to go with. This one is Victorian motto. This is rustic pumpkin. And then, so to make the stripes on the sock, I needed a lighter color orange. So this is apricot from Color and Cotton. And look at when I twist those together, you guys. Let me twist those up because that's what I did. And I was like, yep, that is going to make really cool stripes. Let's see if I can make that happen for you. Yeah, there we go. Can you see that? Isn't that going to be great? I just think those two colors side by side are going to be fantastic to make the stripes in the, I'm assuming it's a witch, the witch's socks. So that is my something wicked. So totally digging stitching this. This is so much fun, but I will have to tell you, because it is, I'll just flash the chart really quick. There's a lot of solid stitching. I am having to make little dots on my chart when I complete a row because, you know, there's no other reference points. It's not like, oh, I did the you know, the 3 stitches here in this color and now I'm, you know, doing the 8 stitches in this color. So I am having to mark my pattern, but that's okay. That's okay. If I ever pass it along, and I don't know if I will, but if I ever do, you'll just have to know that that's the way I stitch. I'm a complete heathen. I write on my patterns and I never get around to making a working copy. I don't know why that's so hard for me, but it's like when I want to stitch it, I want to stitch it, and it's like, well, I'm going to stitch it and maybe I'll make a working copy later. That's my thought process. Never happens. All right. So that's the sum total of my stitching. But why don't we talk about Whip Go? They call the numbers on the 27th of the month. And I'm really excited by what my 2 Whip Go pieces are going to be. So let me show you. And for my Whip Go goals, as I've told you before, it's always 5 days of stitching. But I think I'm close. So my Whip Go, I think this was number 15 for me. It was 15 and 25 were our Whip Go numbers, and it is this one. This is the Gift of Peace Friend Stitch Sampler. And let me show you where I am at on this. So I have not picked this up since the last time it was called on Whip Go. And I am getting there. You guys, this is a wrinkled mess. Sorry. It's been crammed in my bag. But here is where I am on this guy. So I have to finish the little cardinals down here, and then there is a whole lot of snow that needs to go on the bottom, and then of course finish the frame all the way around. So I always feel like it's almost done, but it's not. There's still a good amount of stitching left on this piece, but I am really excited that I am as far as I am, because I think, I should probably never say these things out loud, but I think it is close, I think it's close to a finish for this year. Because if you look at the pattern, you know, I've got this snowbank here and this, you know, this cute little pattern in here. And yeah, I've got the frame. So I don't think I can complete this in 5 days unless it's like 5 days dawn to dusk stitching, but I think I'll get close with my Whip Go, and then hopefully can finish it off before December shows up, because it would sure be fun to have that stitched up for Christmas. But also it doesn't, you know, just say Christmas. It could also be winter with, you know, the cardinals and the snowflakes. So that is Whip Go piece number 1 for me this month. And then the second one, number 25, is Harbor Haven. I haven't stitched on Harbor Haven in a super long time, so I am excited to have this one coming back out of mothballs, right? So here is where I am on Harbor Haven. So I have completely completed chart number 1. I'm working on chart number 2, and there's 12 of them. So this is a long-term project for me. I'm here for it. I just adore this piece, and it is being stitched on, I think this is, I've got a card here. Let me look at my card. I think this is 32 count. I think this is a 32 count Weeks Seafoam. Yep, 32 count Weeks Seafoam, and 2/2. And let's see here. So here is chart number 2. So you can see it's the other side of that tree that we're fill in, and then this great scene. So yeah, it's looking good. I'm loving it. I'm doing all the called for flosses except the water. I was not a huge fan of the DMC colors, so I have switched those out to 2 overdyed, and one of them, they're called Bejewel and Turquoise. One of them is a Gentle Arts, and the other is a Weeks, and I can't remember which is which, but you know, if you go to your local L&S, or even if you go online and you put in turquoise, I'm sure it'll tell you. But so anyway, I've got the tree done. I've just got to start filling in the water and the land down here, so we'll see how far I get on that for my Whip Go. And Whip Go starts tomorrow. And you guys, I am completely caught up with Whip Go. All of the pieces that I didn't quite finish in the past couple of months, all my goals are done. So I am 100% on track with Whip Go again, which makes me exceedingly happy. All right, I just thought I heard something fall. Oh, you know what? Pardon me. It was my pattern for Harbor Haven. We can't have that not making it into the bag. All right, so that is a Whip Go for me. And then beyond those 2 pieces, my other plans for September are just to keep on with the Something Wicked, and then Ghosts and Goblins by Brenda Gervais. And I don't know if I have any other starts planned, subject to change without advance notice. I've been thinking about the fact that I've got a couple of things that I really want to get finished for the holidays, you know, Halloween, Thanksgiving, and Christmas. So I might just keep working on holiday pieces. Might pull Merry Notes back in if I get Friends Stitch Sampler done. We'll see. So that's it in terms of stitching. I've got just the teeny tiniest bit of haul to show you. Pardon me, I think I just bumped my camera. Let's see here. I got my fabric of the month from Fiberlicious, and it's this beautiful red, and that is showing pretty true on my camera, and it's called Cherry-rific. Isn't that cool? I love it. I love it. And look at the modeling on that. So it's got some reds, it's got some oranges in it. This is really a pretty fabric. So once again, I am happy to be in their Fabric of the Month club. I get from them I get a 32 count piece, and it couldn't be nicer. I love that. I love that stuff. And then the other Fabric of the Month, I get the Neutral Club from BeStitchMe, and I get 36 count from her. And let me just risk some crinkles here. This one is called Bedrock. There it is. Like, oh my gosh, I can't, I can't find the top of the baggie. Here we go. This one is a really great neutral. Look at this. So it is definitely, it's showing really purple on my camera when I'm looking at it. It's there's pretty much very little purple. I don't know why it's doing that, but it's got some mottled green, of course some grays in it. Oh, that's a little bit better. It does have a tiny splash of a purple, but it's definitely going to be a great one, you know, for just about anything. So those are my 2 fabric of the months that have showed up. I'm really excited about that. And then last but not least, you guys, I got some happy mail, and I couldn't be happier about this happy mail. So Mary Lou, she reached out to me after I posted on the Common Threaded Stitcher what my unicorn chart is. And my unicorn chart has been a blackbird design, and it is called Without a Mouse, and it's one of the Reward of Merits. And she said she was done stitching it and she would send it to me. And so it, like I said, it came in the mail 30 minutes ago. I am so happy. Mary Lou, thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I love it. I can hardly wait to start this. And I don't know what else to say except I couldn't be happier, and this means the world to me. I am so happy. So there you go. That is my stitching, you guys. Those are my plans. I'm still reading the same stuff I was last week. The parents kind of ruled my week last week, so what do? We just make plans and we move forward, right? Okay, I don't really have much of a life update because I kind of blabbed about it in the middle of other things. You know, we had telephone issues. We think we've got them solved. My husband and I actually, we snuck out of town for a day and a half. My sister has a condo over in Leavenworth, Washington, and so we went over to their condo and we did wine tasting down Front Street, and we had a wonderful day and a half over in Leavenworth. It was really divine. So I have some new wines in my cabinet. Oh, that couldn't have been fun. That couldn't have been more fun. We just had a good time being together. So that was really soul refreshing. So I hope that you guys can find something like that to help stave off stress and all that stuff in your life. That's it for me, you guys. I know it's a short one, but that's okay. Not every floss tube has to be an hour, right? That's what I tell myself. I want to wish you all good things. Have a great week stitching. Hopefully I'll have more stitching to show you next week. And until I see you next time, y'all stitch happy. Do that thing. Do all of the stitching that makes your world go round, and I will see you in a week. All right. Bye guys.